There are three gods mentioned in Gita chapter 15, verses 16-17. Who are these three lords? After taking refuge in which god birth and death can be ended? Who is the best god among the three lords? What is he like? What is his name? To unravel all these mystical secrets, must listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
God says,
मुल्ला माया मग में बैठी अनसा चुन चुन खाई, ये ज्योत स्वरूपी कहे निरंजन में ही करता भाई। एक न करता दो ना करता नौ ठहराए भाई, और दसवां भी धुंधर में मिल जा सत कबीर दुहाई।
this Jyot Swarupi Niranjan says, I am God, all this is mine. Garib Das Sahib Ji says, we do not even know about God. Ye Jyot Swarupi kahe Niranjan, this Kal says, I do it brother. He fools us. And ek na karta, do na karta. He made these 9 to be God, 9 incarnations, all these gods. And it is said,
दसवां भी धुंधर में मिलेगा एक सत कबीर दुहाई।
Sat means immortal. What is being said, like they believe Shri Ram, Shri Krishna, and these are the 9 incarnations. It is said all of them have gone from here after death. And 10th will come by Nihkalank name, the soul of King Harishchandra. And God has told in Kali Yuga, he will be born at Vishnu Dutt Sharma's house in Sambhal city and will be most powerful. His sword will be very long. At that time, all people will become ungrateful. There will be no humanity left. Creatures will be non-vegetarian. All souls will be sinners. Then that 10th incarnation will cut them all with his sword. He will destroy everyone like Parshuramji had destroyed Kshatriyas. Now here there is a lot of difference between God's law and Kal's law. When living beings become inactive, they become unrighteous. Like Kshatriyas means kings, courtiers had become unrighteous. There remained no humanity in them. At that time, with Kal's inspiration, Parshuramji was born. Then Parshuramji killed all those wickeds. Now, it is Kal's law that worthless have to be set like this. And God's law is, no matter how bad a soul may be, he will be bad due to ignorance and will improve with this true spiritual knowledge. So God's law is how much worthless a person may be, make him listen to spiritual discourse, familiarize him with the true spiritual knowledge, then automatically it will be seen as poison to him and he will abstain from all evils. But Kal does not allow this true spiritual knowledge to continue. He remains afraid that being familiar with this then creature will not live here. So he narrates legends by sending his messengers. He confuses all people and till now we are suffering its consequences. Now 10th incarnation who will come. If you have heard King Harishchandra's story of how virtuous soul he was, how devout he was, and how much he was a follower of dignity. He even sold his child, sold his wife, and even himself, but did not leave his truth. Now he is in heaven, that soul of King Harishchandra. He destroyed some virtues there in heaven, and then he will make him 10th incarnation and send. And what duty will Kal allocate to him? Chop all of them, all creatures who have become ungrateful at that time. At end of Kali Yuga, He will come and chop everyone, will kill whoever is worthless, and will spare good souls, in whom at that time, even if little righteousness will be left, he will not kill them. It is God's law that no matter how many disasters might come, devotees are not destroyed. And then it will be written in his bad account whatever violence he will do. Then he will send him from here full of sins, and here he will be glorified like it happened for Ram and Krishna. Ramchandra ji had killed Bali, brother of Sugriv, and that Bali's soul had to avenge that as well. He killed him by shooting an arrow into Sri Krishna ji's leg. This is a direct proof that they will have to suffer punishment for their karma. So without knowledge, this is such a system. Creatures who become familiar with God do not fall in Kal's trap and get their welfare done. So what does God tell? We continue to worship those who were not gods, who could not give us any benefit, could not destroy our sins. They could not get us rid of Kal's trap. God himself had to come to give that knowledge, and as you read in Vedas that God lives in Satlok, in his third abode of liberation. How is its third abode of liberation? There is one group of 21 universes. It is one cluster. This is called Kal's world of Ksharpurush. And there is a separate island of 7 quadrillion universes. Understand this to be a separate state within it. That is a second world, second island. And third is Satlok, nearest to it. So God resides in third abode of liberation in Satlok. And from there he comes at a fast pace. He comes with great speed and meets good souls. Then those pious souls go from place to place and propagate knowledge received from God, and God Kabir himself also narrates his own glory. चारों युग में संत पुकारे, कूक कहा हम हेल रे, हीरे माणिक मोती बरसे, ये जग चुगता ढेल रे. The knowledge which God gave, that you are not a resident of here, you are not a habitant of here, and the property for which you sacrifice your whole life here is not your property.
काया तेरी है नहीं, ये माया कहाँ से हो, चरण कमल में ध्यान रखो, तुम इन दोनों को खो. ये माया करतारे की तू अपनी कह गंवारे, दो जग धक्के खावेगा या नाहक बह बेगारे. सर्व सोने की लंका होती रावण से रणधीरम, एक पलक में राज बिराजी जम के पड़े जंजीरम. मन तू सुख के सागर बसरे, भाई और न ऐसा यसरे. सर्व सोने की लंका थी, रावण से रणधीरम, एक पलक में राज बिराजी और जम के पड़े जंजीरम. अगम निगम को खोज ले, बुद्धि विवेक विचारे, उदय अस्त का राज मिले, तो बिन नाम बेगारे. भक्ति बिना क्या होते हैं ये भरम रहा संसारे, रति कंचन पाया नहीं, रावण चलती बारे.
Evil-minded had built palaces of gold, bricks of gold and slurry of gold. With that he had built many floors and palaces. And God says he could not even take 1 gram of gold along with him. So This is our mistake. This car is mine, this bungalow is mine, this son is mine, this daughter is mine. When this misconception of yours will be removed, then your devotion will flourish. That neither son is yours, nor daughter is yours, nor is this car yours, and not even this bungalow is yours. These are not your children, they are children of God. You are servants of God, and God has sent His children to you, son and daughter. If you consider them as yours, then it is your big mistake. But this is not even a matter of soul. With this knowledge and devotion, gradually, by eating this antibiotic medicine, by listening to true knowledge, firm words, you will understand completely that really even our own body here is not ours. So these children that God has given us, we have to take care of them by becoming their servants. We have to serve them fearing God, like how much a maid and a servant take care of children of their master. This servant remembers history, examples which had happened in this world, evidence which God has given are true. Once when this servant was doing service, was sitting in office, and there was a lane in front, a road, and leaving two houses from office, there was a house of a very rich man, a bungalow. On left side, he had one daughter. The girl would be at most 8-9 years old. A maid was kept for her, and that girl's school was at most 10 furlongs, which means 2,000 feet, hardly 5 acres away. That maid used to bathe that girl, used to change all her clothes and keep all arrangements, used to provide food, milk on time, and when she used to drop her to school, she used to walk. It was near. So what did she used to do in month of June? She used to keep a small umbrella over the girl and herself used to walk in sun, because she was the owner's daughter. And when she was fired from job, she did not even look there. And earlier she used to give her so much love, probably a mother can't even give. Similarly, considering them to be children of God, and we are all in trouble here, we are sad, by understanding each other, like there is a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, and it is said mother-in-law and daughter-in-law had hatred like dog and cat. Why is it so? Because we are living without knowledge. It is said, जैसा दर्द आपने हो, ऐसा जान बिराने. Like mother-in-law is head of the house, daughter-in-law is under her. If she misbehaves with her, then her soul will cry. She cannot speak. So that call of soul is deposited in God's court, and its result is very terrible. Then what happens in many places, daughter-in-law dominates on mother-in-law. She troubles her. At that time, this knowledge should be remembered, that Kal has connected us in such an arrangement, because here the system is like this. There is no match of a young boy and an old man, neither mind nor behavior match, and not even thoughts. But they also have to stay together. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law have to stay together, and their ideas will never match. This is guaranteed. That's why there will be fights. But its solution will be with this knowledge. Look, no one becomes happy by doing harm. In the house, no one wishes to harm, but it happens, and then they tussle with each other. You have done this, you do this. If there is a child, explain to him politely, because the loss that has to happen is predetermined. That is in your fate. It will surely happen, and loss has happened. only that quarrel remains, which is unnecessary tension. When you will come under God's shelter, then there will be no harm to you. Accept this truth, and with this knowledge, when this mind will make a fuss, it will stop this. Knowledge form halter. There was a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. The old lady used to fight a lot with her daughter-in-law. The son was an only child. The son used to think that if I did not obey my mother, then mother's soul would be hurt. So he also used to threaten his wife whether she was at mistake or not, to please his mother, and the old lady was very quarrelsome. Pious souls, God blesses divine play. He does mercy. A sister used to go to satsang, an old lady, mother. She went to her house naturally. God sends. The old lady started narrating, saying good and bad to her daughter-in-law, and that poor does not say anything. That if I say anything, she will get me beaten by her son in evening. That poor thought it is better to keep quiet. That sister used to go to satsang. She used to listen to God's thoughts. She thought her house is turning into hell. She said lovingly to that old lady, "Sister, will you come to satsang?" She said, "No, we do not go to satsang. There free women go who have no work." And that old lady only had the job of quarreling with daughter-in-law, nothing else, and that she cannot leave. She again said, "In 2-3 days, come with me. I am left alone. There is no one to go along with me. I am left alone. I have to go to satsang. We will come soon." She was her companion, so that day the old lady went along with her. When she went along, she heard that satsang. And God's spiritual discourse has an effect. It is not like that. As long as we remain frogs of well, we remain indulge in same act, our similar thoughts continue, and more sorrows and evils keep entering within us. The old lady heard thoughts that there was a sudden change in her, that really we should not hurt amongst ourselves. The story was told that there was a person who was practicing somewhere. He was sitting and meditating. A cow was running away. She was pregnant and sensed that some butcher was after her. That cow disappeared ahead into the forest. The hunter came there and asked that seeker, "Did you see the cow?" He did not say anything from his mouth. He pointed with his hand that she had gone there. That butcher found that cow and slaughtered her. He had to bear its consequences. It is said his arm was cut. Even if we cooperate this much in any misdeed, we will still suffer loss. Like we have forbidden not to consume cigarette, meat, tobacco, and not even to support anyone in their consumption. Even if you give it, you will be at loss. You have to follow all rules. The point of saying is, there was a person and his wife used to fight a lot, used to quarrel a lot, used to speak very badly. So the person whose arm was cut in next birth, he was practicing. In next life, he became a devotee. Someone suddenly came and first asked, "Saint, take out all money." He said, "I do not have it." Then they cut off his arm. He thought, "I was practicing even then. How did this trouble come to me?" He thought, "I would ask its reason from someone. Which birth sin was this of mine?" Someone told him that there is a devotee in this village and he tells past tells bygone but does not know about future. When he went to his house, he came to know that he had gone out of the house, yet he thought, let me inquire at home. When he went to his house, he asked his wife, where is that devotee? His wife started abusing that he is dumb like you, he wastes time same as you, do not know what all, she said. Now whose arm was cut thought, brother, I have come wrong. Probably someone has made fun, because can such a useless thing happen in a devotee's house? He went back. On way, someone told that this is that person whose house you were asking about. He thought that he had come, let me talk. He greeted, saluted, asked about well-being. Whose hand was chopped off, he asked, brother, tell me one thing. Do you know everything about past? He said, yes, it is God's mercy. He said, tell me about me later. First tell me about yourself. How did this ill-mannered quarrelsome come to your house? She spoke so rudely that devotee said, let me tell you first, listen to this. In my previous birth, I was a crow and she was a donkey. And when Potter used to leave her, her waist used to be injured and I used to eat meat from her wounded waist. So today, brother, she is taking that revenge from me. And she will hurt me as much as I have done to her. Then that seeker said, how my hand is cut? I am a devotee. How did this atrocity happen to me? He said, in previous birth also you were a devotee and you had helped in slaughtering a cow. You did your hand like this. You had indicated that she has gone here. You had not said anything. You only pointed with your hand. That's why your hand is chopped off. It is said,
तुमने दरगाह का महल नहीं देखा, धर्मराज के तिल तिल का लेखा.
So it is said that if you harass each other like this, then later you will have to face punishment. Now that old woman understood that I had committed atrocity. After that, she used to remain calm with her daughter-in-law and does not speak nonsense. It was also narrated in spiritual discourse that whatever damage was to happen has happened, and later there is no need to do unnecessary Mahabharat. It is going to cause double misery. That thing is not going to come back. One day what happened, that daughter-in-law milked a cow, a buffalo. A long iron hook is put above in shaft and used to hang a bucket. In that hook to protect from dog and cat. Now that daughter-in-law, because it was at height, so the neck has to be lowered, she started hanging it like this. It stuck on the opposite side. She thought it is hung, so she left the bucket from hand. That bucket fell down and whole milk spilled on the floor. Now daughter-in-law looked at old lady. Now she will be on, I don't know, for how many days this matter will last. She looks at her frightenedly. The old lady said, no problem, daughter, it was not in our fate. And pick this from top and pour in buffalo's fodder. It was not in our fate. So today it fell. It's okay. The daughter-in-law thought, which station has old lady caught today? She never used to speak well for a long time. It did not look correct to her that the old lady would start again. She might be speaking from outside. The old lady stood up. While accompanying, she said, child, let's pick it up and put it in buffalo's fodder, no problem. Now she thought that she would definitely tell her son. Maybe she does not say to me. Then son also came, but the old lady did not say anything. Then daughter-in-law, sister thought, how did so much change come in her? The daughter-in-law started serving her feet. Mother-in-law said, child, I have come after listening to satsang. Daughter, I apologize for all mistakes I made. I hurt you till today. The daughter-in-law started crying and said, Mother, it is okay. You are like a mother. You used to say it in my interest only. From that day, daughter-in-law also took the mantra. Gradually, her son also took initiation, and instead of hell, the house became heaven. Now with God's speech, God's knowledge here, it will be heaven. We have to go to Satlok. We will go to Satlok by doing devotion. There will be great happiness. So in this way, God comes and gives us knowledge. We come to know from His knowledge. That's why it is said,
सत्संग की आधी घड़ी और तप के वर्ष हजार तो भी बराबर है नहीं, कहे कबीर विचार.
God says this place is not yours and you have become a contractor here. You have become Lord. Almighty is only one. We are all His children. And the children He has given you are His children, whether you agree or not. It is not that you have to go away from your duty, knowing them to be children of God. You have to serve them fearing Him. Whatever is your duty, you have to do. If you have to teach them, then teach. If there is a requirement of clothes, then that is also to be arranged. If you have to marry them, then you have to do it knowing them to be children of God. And when you will go from here, as that maid was fired, it did not even come in her dream that she was my daughter. Virtuous souls, when such a situation will come to you, it will surely come because ignorance is removed only by knowledge. Out of ignorance, by wearing them a shirt, we have considered them to be ours, like someone's son is going somewhere and you make him wear a shirt from your side and make him sit at your home, that he is mine, I will not give. He is mine, is it something? We have made these children wear a shirt of son or daughter and considered them to be ours, that he is mine. Have we made any sense in this? So in this way, ignorance will be removed from mind and will reach towards truth. Till now, by seeing out of ignorance, we consider them to be ours. When this body is not even ours, then how do you believe them to be yours? So what does God say?
आगे गए ना बावड़े, ये रहते भी सब जान, बिन साहेब की बंदगी कहीं ठोड़े ठिकाना ना.
Those who went from here after death, they did not tell where we went and what happened with us. And those who are left will also go. Bin sahib ki bandagi, kahin thor ठिकाना ना. Today you have considered this car, this bungalow as yours. Tomorrow you will die. You have done virtues and you will go to heaven. Your time in heaven will be determined when it is complete. Then they will say, go to hell. The time of hell would be over. Then they would say, go in donkey's life form. The donkey's time will be over. Death happens. Then they will say, go in dog's life form. After suffering in a dog's life form, they will say, go to human life form. You are seeing what do they do in human life. Then they would say, go to hell. So, this go will finish in Satlok. And now we have come to know the procedure to finish it. We have come to know about ending it, destroying it. We have come to know its method. What has God told?
जग सारा रोगिया रे, जिन सतगुरु वैद न जाण्या. जग सारा रोगिया रे, जग सारा रोगिया रे, जिन सतगुरु वैद न जाण्या. जग सारा रोगिया रे, जिन सतगुरु वैद न जाण्या. जग भाई जन्म मरण का रोग लग्या है, तृष्णा बडरी खांसी. जन्म मरण का रोग लग्या है, तृष्णा बडरी खांसी. आवागमन की डोर गले में पड़ी काल की फांसी, जग सारा रोग रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा रोगिया रे। भाई सच्चा सतगुरु कोई न पूजे, इन झूठों जगपतियासी। सच्चा सतगुरु कोई न पूजे, इन झूठों जगपतियासी। अंधे की बाँ गही अंधे ने, मार्ग कौन बतासी, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा रोगिया रे। भाई देखा देखी गुरु से बन गे, किया ना तत्व विचारा। देखा देखी गुरु से बन गे, किया ना तत्व विचारा। गुरु से दोनों के सिर पे काल ठोके पंजारा, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग। भाई सार शब्द सर जीवन बूटी, गैस गैसे अंग लगावे। सार शब्द सर जीवन बूटी, गैस गैसे अंग लगावे। कहे कबीर तुम सत कर मानो, ये जन्म मरण मिट जावे, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग। जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग सारा। सार शब्द सर जीवन बूटी, गैस गैसे अंग लगावे। सार शब्द सर जीवन बूटी, गैस गैसे अंग लगावे। कहे कबीर तुम सत कर मानो, ये जन्म मरण मिट जावे, जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु जग सारा रोगिया रे। जिन सतगुरु वेद न जाण्या, जग।
Now it has been said in this that you have a disease of birth and death, and as long as this disease of birth and death remains, till then creature cannot be happy. और ये आवागमन की डोर गले में पड़े काल की फांसी। Then what is being said? कि साचा सतगुरु कोई न पूजे, इन झूठों जगपतियासी। When the true saint, God came, no one accepted Almighty. All these fake people, God used to say, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are mortal. They take birth and die.
और इन तीनों गुणों की भक्ति में ये भूल रहा संसार। कह कबीर निज नाम बिना कैसे उतरो पार।
So those false gurus protested that Kabir tells lies. He is a weaver. What does he know about Sanskrit? Because Brahmins had authority to study Sanskrit. God used to say, Sacha Satguru koi na puje, in jhoothon jagpatiasi. They are sitting believing these liars, and the blind are holding arm of a blind. These gurus are also blind, and disciples are anyway blind because they follow their gurus.
अंधे की बाँ गई अंधे ने, मार्ग कौन बतासी।
Virtuous souls, we are born in holy Hindu religion, And as we had heard their legends, we used to consider Sri Ram, Sri Vishnu, Sri Krishna and Shankar to be omniscient, know them to be destroyer of all sins, believed them to be almighty, believed them to be creator of all universes, believed them to be unborn. Who told this? Those fake gurus, blind teachers who themselves were blind, also held our hand that we see everything, come follow us. Whereas it is written in their biography that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are mortal. Virtuous souls, it has become necessary to clear this concept because it has become a great ignorance. And to destroy this ignorance, if any loose point remains, then soul will not understand and these ignorant people will win. Look, he tells Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh to be mortal, but now I will show you evidence and you will silence them. Look, it is written in Puranas. He's telling on his own. So those wicked who have been setting fire in society till now will be in vain. Virtuous souls, this servant does not need these scriptures like Vedas, Gita, Puranas at all, because knowledge which this servant has received is true spiritual knowledge. It is real knowledge. It is said, Charon Ved us Suksham Ved ke Puta. 4 Vedas are sons of Suksham Ved, means Suksham Ved has complete knowledge. Rest of the Vedas have incomplete knowledge. Whatever has been written is absolutely correct, but is incomplete, like matriculation, syllabus. It is not wrong, but it is not of MA, BA and PhD. In PhD and MA, all earlier one is available. The slave keeps these scriptures for you. This is my lantern for the blind. A blind man was going into fields in jungle during night. The children were coming from front, jumping and making noise. Surdas said, "Look, child, brother, see, and then walk, I am blind." Children walked carefully. He was carrying a burning lantern. In his hand, children asked, "Baba, are you really blind?" They checked while circling. He said, "Yes, child, I am really blind." Children asked them, "Then why have you taken lamp? For you eyed one so that you might not hit me, this old man. You might not break my body. You move away on one side because of this light. You might not harm me in dark by mistake. That's why. Children, this lantern is kept for you, eyed ones. For eyed ones. So these scriptures which the servant shows is my lantern. This is my lamp. So that no one confuses you that Rampal tells lies and insults Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. The servant only brings scriptures face to face to you. I read and recite and do not speak a single word from my side. This servant never utters a single word out of syllabus, and they taught all out of syllabus, and we like them. Why are they looking good to us? Because we ourselves do not know. Now that we know ourselves, then those fakes will automatically fuse. Now let me show you, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are not eternal immortal. They are mortal. Srimad Devi Bhagavad is published by Gita Press, Gorakhpur. The editor is Hanuman Prasad Poddar, Chiman Lal Goswami, and it has been published by Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Govind Bhavan Office, Institute of Kolkata. There are a few lines on page 123. They will solve a lot of our work. Third part on page 123. Lord Vishnu is narrating glory of his mother Durga. You are a pure figure. This whole world is arising from you only, I, Brahma and Shankar. We all exist by your grace. Our Avirbhav means birth and Tirobhav means death happens. Only you are eternal, universal mother, Jagat Janani, Prakriti and Sanatani goddess. God Shankar said, Devi, goddess, if greatly fortunate Vishnu has taken birth from you, then Brahma who was born after him must also be your son only. And then am I, Shankar, who performs Tamoguni spectacle, not your child? That is, you only are my mother. Shive, you are very clever in creation of whole world. Your gunas are always present everywhere in this world's creation, preservation and destruction. Born of these three gunas, we Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh Shankar remained devoted to work according to regulations. Pious souls, this pious Puran in few lines has cleared 4-5 concepts. 1. It is clear that Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh are mortal, their birth and death happen. 2. Durga is their mother. 3. Rajgun is Brahma, Satgun is Vishnu and Tamgun is Shivji. And 4. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh can only do destined work, whatever is written in your destiny. If there is sorrow, then they will give you sorrow, and if there is happiness, they will give you happiness. They cannot make any change in that. 5. It is clear that Durga is called Prakriti. In Gita Ji chapter 7 verse 2, 3, 4 it has been written that there are 2 Prakriti. One is all 5 elements, mind, ego, intellect, etc. These 8 together are 1 Prakriti. This is inert nature, and this Durga is conscious nature. The point of saying is, God used to say earlier that these 3 are mortal and there will be no benefit by worshipping them. They also suffer from birth and death disease. How do their birth and death happen? Let us calculate the age of Brahma Ji. One day of Brahma Ji is of 1000 Chaturyug. Same are nights. How much time is there in one Chaturyug? How many years are there? It is 43,20,000 years. Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kaliyug. Like Kaliyug's time is 4,64,000, twice is that of Dwapar, 3 times that of Treta and 4 times that. This is time of Satyug. So in total it becomes 43,20,000 years. Like this, one day is of 1000 Chaturyug, and same are nights, and such 30 days and night is 1 month and 1 year of 12 months like this. 100 years is the age of Brahma Ji, and 7 times more than this is of Vishnu Ji, means 700 years, and 7 times that of Vishnu Ji's age is Lord Shiva, Shankar Ji, means 4900 years. Like this, these years are formed, and yet they die. And when this Shiva will die 70,000 times, Shiv, whose age is 4900 times more than Brahma, when he will die 70,000 times, then one universe will be destroyed. Now, where does this Ka live? He resides above at the topmost vacuum place. In this universe, he remains separately, secretly there, and from there, when he comes down, he acquires the form of his son. Sometimes he makes the form of Brahma, sometimes of Vishnu, and sometimes of Shiva. He stays there. When Triloki Shiva will die 70,000 times, Tamoguni Shiva, then one universe will be destroyed. And this Brahma is also called Ksharpurush, Kshar Brahma. In Gita Ji chapter 15 verse 16, Ksharpurush and Aksharpurush, 2 men have been told, 2 gods, 2 lords, their physical bodies and of all living beings under them are mortal. Creatures are mortal. The soul doesn't die. All beings are perishable, but soul does not die. Of everyone, it is immortal, even of dogs and donkeys. On other hand, it has been told in Gita Ji chapter 15 verse 17, Uttam Purusha tu anya hai, Paramatma iti udharte. In reality, God is separate from these 2 men, from Ksharpurush and Aksharpurush. He is called God. Supreme Soul means God. God means who only gives happiness, does not give sorrow. He is called God. Then it is said he enters in all 3 worlds and sustains everyone. He is an imperishable God. Like in Gita Ji chapter 4 verse 5 and 9, in chapter 2 verse 12, in chapter 10 verse 2, this knowledge giver of Gita is speaking by entering into Sri Krishna, this Ksharpurush Brahma, He says, Arjun, you and I have had several births. You do not know, I know. My birth and deeds are supernatural. How are his births supernatural? How are his deeds superhuman? His deeds are superhuman, like death happened, one universe destroyed, all beings destroyed, all elements amongst themselves. Here, fire will break in one universe. It will be particles and dust. Then, according to himself, like earlier God created this earth, made and gave everything, water and other elements, and then left after making law. Therefore, all beings go to the next universe automatically according to God's rule. At that time, Durga also dies, and this Kal Brahm dies when 70,000 times this Kal's son Shiva will die. Then this is one era, who's Akshar Purush. This is one era of Akshar Purush. Oh. Then what will happen? All beings from here go to another universe. This Kal has 21 universes. God has made law. The moment they go to that universe, both this Durga and Kal's body automatically becomes young as soon as they go there. Like you see during rainy days, you are on the terrace, it rained. After a while, what do you see? A frog is seen jumping there. Where did it come from? Due to the combination of 5 elements, such an atmosphere is created and suddenly their body is formed. Automatically, like you see, worms get generated. In wheat means bugs are created on their own, but other creatures cannot be like this. Similarly, there, in that condition, only body of these two automatically becomes young. There, creation is already done. There are fruitful trees according to God's law. Then slowly from his wife Durga, some by word and some naturally, he creates these 3 sons and makes them head and make them ministers of one department each. He himself plays the role of a chief minister. This is how his birth and deeds are supernatural. That's why he calls himself unborn, but he is born. The way is different. Similarly, he dies. By souls, when there is fire in one universe, then their condition becomes worse of Durga and Kal. They have longest life, and when there is fire, they try to escape, try to fly with their power. Here and there in that world to save themselves, and they die so badly by being burnt alive. They create chaos, they create hurly-burly. Their condition becomes worse, they get unconscious and fall there. When entire universe is destroyed, then automatically all creatures enter in next universe, then they come into a youthful body. Like when we were in mother's womb, how much we were troubled. We do not know in which birth we suffered so much and died. We do not remember that, and then same nuisance as it is. Similarly, it happens with him. This is one era of Akshar Purush. When one universe is destroyed, then it is time of death of Kal Brahma. One day of 1,000 such eras. One day of 1,000 such eras is one day of this Akshar Purush, and similar are nights. Oh, it's amazing. You will forget the calculation of 43,20,000 if you keep an account. That Chaturyug was left, then era started like this and like this. 1 month of such 30 days and nights is of Akshar Purush. 1 year of such 12 months like this. 100 years is the age. You must have seen in Vedas, 100 years have been written 100 years. Everyone's 100 years are calculated and the years are very long. So like this, Akshar Purush will die after 100 years after such a long period. Therefore, he is called Akshar Purush. because he is long lived. He lives for a very long time. Therefore, he is also perishable. God says, and fifth, उत्तम पुरुष हेतु अन्य है, परमात्मा इति उदाहरते, यह लोक त्रियम आवश्य विभर्ति, अव्यय ईश्वर है. That third is immortal God. Who is third? In Gita Ji chapter 7 verse 29, Kal said to Arjun that a person who is familiar with true spiritual knowledge, is familiar with all spirituality, is familiar with all deeds. He only tries to get rid of old age and death. He wants salvation. Arjun asked in first verse of 8th chapter, Kim Tat Brahm? Who is that Tat Brahm? In third verse of 8th chapter, Kal replied Brahm, knowledge giver of Gita, that he is Paramakshar Brahm. He told his birth and death that my birth and death happen, Arjun, it will also happen for you. Even if you worship me, still your birth and death will remain. We cannot be permanent, and there can be no peace until birth and death does not end. In 62nd verse of 18th chapter, he said, Arjun, by all means you go in refuge of that God. Only by his grace you will attain supreme peace and eternal supreme abode. In Gita Ji chapter 15 verse 1 to 4, it is said that it is upside down hanging world like tree. Root are above, consider origin to be Paramakshar Brahm, and three gunas below are branches, Rajgun Brahma, Satgun Vishnuji, Tamgun Shiv in middle. There is a stem and a thick trunk is Kshar Purush. Kshar Purush is broad trunk. Three gods are branches and leaves like this world. God had told,
अक्षर पुरुष एक पेड़ है, सरपुरुष वा की डार और तीनों देवा शाखा, ये पात रूप संसार.
and he himself is original. It has been said in Gita Ji chapter 15 verse 1, one who knows all divisions, sections of upside down hanging world like tree, Sah Vedvit, is an enlightened saint. In Gita Ji chapter 4 verse 25 it is said that information of all sacrifices, religious rituals in detail has been written in Sachidanand Ghan Brahm Brahmane Mukhe. Brahmane Mukhe means speech uttered from Sachidanand Ghan Brahm's mouth, that is, true spiritual knowledge. Everything in that is told in detail, that is true spiritual knowledge. In chapter 4 verse 34 it has been said that Arjun, that true spiritual knowledge which God himself has come and spoken, you understand by going to an enlightened saint. Then that enlightened saint will familiarize you with God's knowledge. It has been told in Gita Ji, chapter 15 verse 1, that one who will tell all departments of this upside down hanging world like trees Sah Vedvit. He is the knower of the meaning of Vedas, means he is an enlightened saint. So God himself comes,
तुम साहेब तुम संत हो, तुम सतगुरु तुम हंस, और गरीबदास तुम रूप न और न दूजा अंश.
अनंत कोटि ब्रह्मांड का एक रति नहीं भार, सतगुरु पुरुष कबीर है, कुल के सृजनहार. Satguru and Purush. Purush means God. Satguru means one who explains true spiritual knowledge. If there is a Satguru who tells true spiritual knowledge, then he is Kabirji. And if it is God, then also he is Kabirji. God himself comes and tells his glory.
अक्षर पुरुष एक पेड़ है, निरंजन वा की डार, तीनों देवा शाखा समझो पात रूप संसार.
It is said in Gita Ji chapter 15 verse 4. After that, in 3-4 it is said, when you find enlightened saint, then by cutting this ignorance, form darkness, with true spiritual knowledge, form weapon means by understanding. After that, one should search for that supreme abode of God, going where seeker never comes back to this world. Knowledge giver of Gita tells in Gita chapter 18 verse 62 that Arjun, by all means you go in shelter of that supreme God. Go to refuge of Paramakshar Brahm, he is really imperishable. There you will attain that eternal supreme abode, you will have supreme peace, supreme abode, eternal place which is everlasting, which never perishes. Therefore in Gita Ji chapter 7 verse 18 it is said that this knowledgeable soul is, although good, is a noble and generous soul, but is limited only in my inferior attainment. They did not find enlightened saints, did not receive true spiritual knowledge. With chanting of Om Mantra, it has been said in Gita Ji chapter 8 verse 13 that, O Arjun, ओमिति एकाक्षरम ब्रह्म व्याहरण माम अनुसमरन यह प्रयाति तजम देहम सहयाति परमाम गतिम. There is only one Om mantra of me, Brahm, and nothing else. This is one word, and one who renounces the body while reciting it till last moment, he attains my supreme salvation, which is ultimate attainment from Om, attainment of Brahmalok. Creatures who have gone to Brahmalok are also in birth and death. In Gita Ji chapter 7 verse 18 it is said that these generous souls are dedicated to me but are situated in my inferior worship, and these fake translators have done meaning of Anutam as the best. That's why Almighty has told
अंधे की बाँ गही अंधे ने, हमारे कौन बतासी.
in Gita chapter 17 verse 23 it is said that the practice of that Sachidanand Ghan Brahm Om Tat Sat Iti Nirdeshah Brahmane Trividah Smritah. To attain Sachidanand Ghan Brahm, to attain complete salvation, to attain him there is chanting of 3 mantras. Om is of Akshar Purush, Tat is indicative, this mantra is of Akshar Purush, and Sat is also symbolic, this mantra is of Paramakshar Brahm, this mantra is of Paramakshar Purush. By serving these 3, by its practice, with its earning, with power of devotion, we will go to Satlok. In Gita chapter 8 verse 5 and 7, knowledge giver of Gita says that Arjun, if you have to remain in my refuge, then you will have to fight, and also worship, you will be obtained to me, no doubt. For his attainment, he has said, my attainment will happen with this Om mantra, only one mantra. In chapter 8 verse 13, he also says that you will also have to war. Here, there is no such thing as peace. And if you want ultimate peace, then go to his refuge. In chapter 8, in 3 verses 8, 9, 10, continuously it has been told that one who worships that Sachidanand Ghan Brahm as told by that enlightened saint with that mantra, then with power of that devotion, means with that mantra, with earning of its chanting, he goes to that God.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन. अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org. संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है. अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541.